We're looking at a central animation effect on the home page, and it begins with an image fading in from the right and then text appearing. This effect is created through interface options for positioning using custom rem units and animation options. And here we'll look at the animation options. So this is a text post. It has an image background, and then it slides behind this stationary white background baser post, and that basically gives us that image effect. Now if we go to post settings and then look for animation options. So these are our animation options available. We can control the initial visibility. In this case, it's no display. We could also do no visibility. That would be a visible hidden versus a display none. Display none uses no space initially. And the animation is set to fade in right. The system uses a collection of animations based on the Dunedin GitHub project. Now we have choices for what kicks off our animation. It can be a previous animation, and we can use its ID and put it here, or if it's a previous sibling or a next sibling or the parent column, we can choose those options as well. But in this case, the animation will simply begin as soon as the page loads. And here's an option for an in-view requirement that we're not presently using in this chain animation, but we'll take a look at how it's used in a different animation. Here you can set the animation repeats. By default is 1. There's no animation delay for this animation, and it has a default speed of 1 second. You can also set a minimum width requirement for an animation to take place, and then you can program in a pause to a follow-up animation, enable a follow-up animation, and control the final visibility if it's not what you want. Now at the same time this image was sliding in, we saw these text appearing one after another, full and then feature, template creation for professionals. So if we look at those animation options, it's initially set to visibility hidden. It's a fade up subtle. It takes place immediately. The difference, however, between this one and the first one we looked at is it does use a follow-up animation. And the follow-up animation, it fades out after a delay of 5 seconds. And for the next 4 words in this animation sequence, they have the same settings as the full animation, but then feature has a delay of 0.2 seconds before the animation begins. And the next is 0.4 and then 0.6, and then for professionals is 0.8 second delay in the animation start. And this gives us the staggered effect we see on the home page, with each word just starting right after the previous word starts. Then there's the 5-second delay. Same initial animation delay gives us the staggered effect on the fading out as well. Now if we go down, we look at this subsequent set of text. Intuitive interface provides for easy client update. These were programmed in a bit differently. Initial visibility is no display. It has an initial fade in. This one waits for P372 to finish. And if we go back up, we see that this post, P372, does its fade out follow-up animation. And then that triggers the initiation of this animation. And this animation has no delay. However, if we look at the next animation, provides for, we see it fades in, and it fades in after the previous sibling activation of this animation. So the previous post we just looked at, it finishes its animation, and then this animation kicks off with a delay of 0.4 seconds. So if we go back to our original, okay, here intuitive interface appears, the image effect fades up, and then provide for fades in with that 0.4 second delay that we saw. So let's take a look at how that image effect was initiated. Here's the image effect. It's wrapped in this column C118. Additionally, the text posts that had previously faded out are similarly wrapped in that column. And here the column closes. And looking at the animation options for this column, we see it has a fade out up effect, and it does so when the text post intuitive interface ID P377 finishes its animation. And then the whole column, including our image post effect, will fade up and out. So that gives us the timing we observed. Now the Easy Client Update animation is similar to the Provides For, in that they both wait for the previous sibling finish, and then there's a 0.4 delay in the initial animation. But Easy Client Update also has a follow-up animation. It fades out after a follow-up animation delay of 2 seconds. Upon completion of this animation, fading out, P378, we have this column fade in. The settings, it simply has an initial visibility of no display, an animation of fade in, and it initiates when post ID 378 finishes. This column contains a bunch of text links that go to various videos, and the first one is set to visibility hidden, fades in when P378 appears, so as the column appears, so does the first post within it. And then we have the remaining posts, each triggered by the previous animation, and each animation set very quick, like 0.05 seconds, so that they happen in rapid succession without waiting too long. And that wraps up this central animation.